Do you really think the universe just started with a big bang and that's it? What if I told you that, according to Hinduism, the universe didn't just begin, it's already started, ended, and restarted billions of times? While science is still trying to figure out how everything began, ancient Hindu texts were already talking about multiverses, eternal cycles, and gods literally breathing out galaxies. The wildest part, even Carl Sagan was blown away. And what you're about to hear changes everything. While people are still debating whether the universe had a beginning or has always existed, ancient Hindu sages were already talking about countless universes floating side by side like bubbles in a cosmic ocean. According to the Vedas, what we call the universe is just one of an infinite number of worlds that are born, die, and are reborn again and again. Can you even picture that? It's like you're just a character in one story, while billions of other stories are playing out in books you've never even seen. This completely shifts the way you see life. Because if there are endless universes constantly being created and destroyed, then what looks like the end here could just be the beginning somewhere else. Think about it. When a relationship ends or a dream falls apart, maybe it's done in this universe. But what if, in another one, that was just the spark for something way bigger? This idea pushes you to break out of that all or nothing mindset and start seeing life as part of a much bigger and more fluid game. To bring this into real life, try looking at your problems as part of a larger cycle. Lost your job? Instead of thinking, my world just ended, ask yourself, what if this isn't the only world? Start exploring other paths, take a course, connect with new people, revisit old ideas. You'll notice your inner universe starting to expand too. And it's in that new space where the next cycle starts to show up. At the heart of Hindu mythology, there's this powerful and deeply symbolic image, Vishnu, lying on the cosmic serpent Ananta, floating in an endless ocean, in a deep sleep. But it's not just any sleep, it's the cosmic sleep, the silent pause between one creation and the next. And from that total silence, a lotus flower appears, not just any flower, but the one that holds Brahma, the god of creation. It shows us that the world is born not from noise, but from stillness. Now, think about that in your own life. How many times have you tried to solve everything in the chaos of your mind without ever slowing down? Vishnu's image is a reminder that real power comes from inner rest. It's like meditating or getting a good night's sleep. That's when solutions, ideas, and fresh starts appear. If Vishnu didn't rest, there'd be no creation. If you don't go quiet, there's no clarity. It's in that break from the noise where the answers finally show up. Want to start applying this idea? Try actually sleeping better, like really better. No more scrolling in bed. Create a simple nighttime ritual. Dim the lights, slow your breathing, enjoy the silence. Or meditate for 5 minutes before sleeping, just focusing on the sound of your breath, like you're floating in an ocean. Vishnu's sleep might be symbolic, but the practice can be totally real, and maybe, when you wake up, your next step will rise from your own inner lotus too. Now imagine this. Every time you breathe in, an entire universe is born. And when you breathe out, it fades away. That's how Hindu texts describe Vishnu's breath. Each inhale marks the end of thousands of universes, and each exhale brings new ones to life. This eternal cycle isn't random, it's deeply rhythmic, like the heartbeat of the cosmos. So the universe isn't fixed or frozen. It pulses, it breathes, just like you do. So stop and think, if the universe itself is constantly being born and dying in cycles, why do you feel like you need to control everything all the time? Life also moves in waves. There's a time to take action and a time to let go. Vishnu doesn't hold his breath to keep things together. He trusts the natural rhythm of everything. You can start trusting too. Instead of forcing a plan, Ask yourself if the moment feels like an inhale or an exhale. Sometimes the pause is exactly what allows something greater to rise. Want to live more in tune with that rhythm? Try what yogis call conscious breathing 3 times a day. Stop everything for just 2 minutes. Take a deep breath in and picture yourself breathing life into new possibilities. Exhale and let go of whatever feels old, heavy, or stuck. It's not just some nice metaphor, it's a real tool to reset your mind, your body, and even your energy for manifestation. In Hindu cosmology, all of existence moves through a divine trio: Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Together, they form the perfect cycle of birth, life, and rebirth. Nothing lasts forever, not even the gods stick to one role. And the universe we're living in right now, it's under Brahma's watch, mid-creation, during his 100 divine years. And each of those years has 360 days. That's a lot of time, right? But here's the thing. Those 3 forces live inside you too. Sometimes you're called to create, like when you start a new project or relationship. That's Brahma working through you. Other times, your job is to maintain what's already flowing, like your health, your finances, your routines, and that's Vishnu at work. And when it's time to destroy what no longer serves, an old habit, a draining friendship, that's Shiva saying, it's time to move on. The real magic is in knowing which energy is active in your life right now. Here's a simple example. Let's say you're stuck in a job that doesn't inspire you anymore. If you try to just maintain it, Vishnu, you'll burn yourself out. But if you have the courage to destroy it, Shiva, you might make room for something new to grow, Brahma. So ask yourself, what do you need to create right now? What needs your care and attention? And what's ready to end, no matter how hard that feels? When you align your actions with this cycle, things start to click and time stops feeling like the enemy. While we stress out over losing 10 minutes in traffic or act like one bad week is the end of the world, Hindu texts treat time in a completely different way. According to this view, we're currently living the first day of Brahma's 51st year. Yep, Brahma's day is split into creation and destruction, kind of like morning and night, but each day lasts billions of years. To them, our entire human history is just a blink on a cosmic clock. But this perspective isn't just meant to blow your mind, it's meant to free you. Because when you realize life unfolds in these massive cycles, panic starts to lose its grip. Messed up today? A whole yuga ago, no one remembers. Won something big right now? It's still just the beginning of a long journey. Maybe the wisest thing you can do is pause and ask, what are you planting in this tiny moment that feels like everything, but in the grand scheme is just a seed? Want to actually bring this into your everyday life? Try a weekly practice to check in with your personal cycles. Grab a notebook and every Monday, write down 3 things: what's being born, what you're maintaining, and what needs to end. This helps you see the flow of your own life, like a little Brahma walking around. And the next time someone says, time's flying by, you'll smile. Because you know you're moving in sync with something way bigger. In Hinduism, time isn't just a straight line, it's made up of yugas, massive ages that repeat in predictable patterns. One Mahayuga has 4 eras: Kali Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Satya Yuga. Each has its own length and dominant energy. Right now, we're living in Kali Yuga, the shortest but also the heaviest era, filled with ignorance, chaos, and confusion. But don't panic, that also means it's the era with the most potential for transformation. Want a real-life comparison? Think of these ages like seasons. Satya Yuga is spring full of purity and clear vision. Treta is the summer of expansion and growth. Dvapara is autumn, a time of balance and reflection. And Kali Yuga? It's winter, cold and tough, yeah, but also rich with potential. Because it's in the hard times that you plant the seeds that'll bloom in the next cycle. That's the season we're in right now. Challenging? Absolutely. But also perfect for those ready to grow. To really act in alignment with this cycle, start by recognizing where you are. If everything feels hard right now, it's not just you, it's the age we're living in. But that's not an excuse. It's a call. Want to grow stronger in the Kali Yuga? Meditate every day, read the Bhagavad Gita or the Yoga Vasistha, and surround yourself with people who lift you up instead of dragging you down. In the end, time can feel ruthless, or it can become your quietest ally if you know how to work with it. Now, here's where it gets even more mind-blowing. Within just one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manvantaras, and each one holds 71 Mahayugas. Can you even wrap your head around that? One Manvantara lasts about 306 million years, and the full day, called a kalpa, including the rest periods, spans 4.32 billion years. And that's only half of Brahma's day. The other half is the night, where everything rests, until the cycle begins again. We're not talking about human time here. This is divine time. And the most fascinating part, even inside this cosmic storm of time, everything follows in order. There's no random chaos. There's pause, restart, and flow. That teaches something huge for your own life. No matter how big your problem is, or how slow your progress feels, there's a rhythm behind everything. Real change takes a whole cycle. You're not falling behind, you might just be in the rest phase before your next personal Manvantara begins. One align with that cosmic rhythm. Take a closer look at your daily life. Is there room for stillness? Is there space to pause before your next creation? Here's a simple practice. Instead of filling every second with distractions, choose one time each week for a digital fast or a quiet retreat. Read the Puranas to see how these cycles repeat themselves at every level, from galaxies down to your own heart. And slowly, you'll realize you're living your own kalpa, and the next dawn is already on its way. Now hold on to this. An entire universe lasts for 100 years of Brahma, which adds up to about 311 trillion years. That's the idea of the Mahakalpa, the total lifespan of a universe. And according to Hindu texts, we're currently in the Kali Yuga of the 28th Mahayuga of the 7th Manvantara, all within the first day of Brahma's 51st year. Yep, everything that's ever happened in your life so far, it's just the early morning of the universe. That's how much more there is to come. This kind of scale completely shifts how you see urgency, anxiety, and even failure. If the universe gets trillions of years to unfold, why are you rushing to fix everything today? This perspective brings both humility and freedom. You start to feel the truth that you're part of something much, much bigger. And every step you take, no matter how small, plays a role in a grand unfolding plan. You're not late. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, in your own personal Mahakalpa. Want to start living with this cosmic awareness? Every time you feel pressure or you're scared of wasting time, pause and take a breath. Picture a clock that measures trillions of years and say to yourself, I'm part of something eternal. Dive into texts like the Bhagavata Purana or listen to masters like Sadhguru, who bring these ancient visions into our modern world. Little by little, the things that once stressed you out start to feel pretty small compared to the cosmic dance. Modern science estimates the universe is about 13.79 billion years old. Now compare the two Hindu texts, which describe a universe that has already lived through over 157 trillion years. That gap is so wild, even Carl Sagan, one of the most respected names in astronomy, was blown away by the accuracy and depth of time in the Vedas. We're not just talking about spiritual guesses, we're talking about a timeless cosmology that challenges even the most advanced telescopes. And here's the really curious part. Even with all the tech we've got today, scientists still can't say for sure how the universe began or how it'll end. But the rishis, thousands of years ago, not only described the full cycle, they also made consciousness a key part of the whole thing. For them, the universe isn't just made of matter, it's made of mind, energy, and vibration. And today's quantum physics, it's just starting to catch up with ideas like entanglement and the role of the observer. Want to apply this comparison to your daily life? Start looking at ancient knowledge with more respect. Read the Vedas even if it's a simplified version. Watch talks that bridge science and spirituality, like the ones by Fritjof Capra or Amit Goswami. And most importantly, put it into practice. Because when science and ancient wisdom walk hand in hand, you stop searching for answers out there and start waking up to the truths that were inside you all along. If even time moves in cycles, why are you still trying to race against it? The universe breathes, rests, and is reborn, and so can you. So what part of your life is asking for a fresh start right now? If this content lit something up in you, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and keep diving into this ancient knowledge that few ever find, but you've already started to uncover.